Thanksgiving weekend is a great time to get out and explore all of the wineries in the Willamette Valley, and so we decided to take a little trip out to Newburgh today to explore JK Carriere wines. We're going to go inside and meet the winemaker right now. And here we are at JK Carriere Wines with Jim Prosser, owner and winemaker.
Yes,
Tell
owner,
us,
janitor, welder, all of that.
Tell us a little bit about your story.
I grew up in Bend, so I'm from Oregon, and my family's from here, and I wanted to build a winery that was not perhaps a French chateau or an Italian mansionette, and so we built this place. I started my winery in 1999 after stints in Australia, New Zealand, working for 4 producers here, and in Burgundy. I make Pinot Noir, and it's not horrible Pinot Noir. I don't know, it's you know what, I think the big thing about this weekend, this Thanksgiving weekend, is that it's Oregon. It's a very Oregon thing. It's instead of the mall, or instead of, you know, going out and not doing anything, surfing the couch. It's a way to get people out. A lot of families go out and do things. It's an easy way to get into the wines, into the wineries in the state without being intimidated, because there's lots of people. Some people are out looking for fun. Some people are out looking for wine. It's all pretty easy. So you should come.
Why is the Willamette Valley such a spectacular place for wine, and especially Pinot Noir?
Oregon's kind of a place. It's a place of, not cowboys and Indians, though. That's kind of what they probably think back east. But there is a kind of almost a frontier mentality about it, and that's, I'm sure, passed down from the logging and everything else. But ultimately, in the Willamette Valley, what you've got is a perfect climate for, in particular, Pinot Noir. While Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, some other things fall off, but the primary driver is Pinot Noir. And that's because it's cool climate. It's right at the knife edge of where grapes get ripe and where they don't. And running that knife edge is really what makes not mediocre Pinot Noir, but amazing Pinot Noir. And every wine growing region has a grape or two that represents it well, but in Oregon, as in Burgundy, as in some places in New Zealand, Pinot Noir is the grape.
It smells really good in this cave. Is this Pinot Noir in here?
This is, yeah, in this cave there's a little over 100 barrels of Pinot Noir. And we're below ground here. So this cave acts as a root cellar, as do all wine caves, to keep the barrels between 50 degrees in the winter and 65 degrees in the summer, where the wines can mature. They sit here for 18 months, and then eventually we'll pull these out and blend them and bottle them and get them to you guys.
I don't think I've ever seen a wine that color before. Why is that?
This is a funny wine. This is a wine that we make. We call it a white Pinot Noir. It's regular Pinot Noir as you know it, but it's made like an 1895 rosé champagne without the bubbles. This is really young. This is just finished fermentation, so we'll see this next Memorial Day is when this will come out. But
now, something like this, what you just did, this is something that people might be able to see during this weekend, but wouldn't normally get in a normal wine tasting experience at a winery.
Yeah, I think that some people will do barrel tasting. We actually aren't doing barrel tasting this weekend. Some people do barrel tasting, but what you get ultimately on this weekend is access. You get up close and personal. Some wine regions in the world, maybe neighbors to our south, you might go in and there's a 120-foot bar and you pull up and these are the 5 wines we're tasting today. But on this weekend in particular, it's a great introduction for people because they can get close. They can actually understand the process without being intimidated by it. And they're likely going to be talking to somebody whose hands have been in the wine.
Okay, so if someone were to take a bottle of Pinot Noir to a Thanksgiving celebration, they want to wow the company, something that could go well with food, but would be nice just by itself, what would you recommend from your lineup?
You know, honestly, probably depending on their price point, right, what they want to do. Probably provocateur, which means troublemaker in French, and some people will understand it, what that means in Australian.
Wouldn't be Thanksgiving without a troublemaker.
Right. No. Yeah, families. It's family after all. Or the Willamette Valley, the Willamette Valley, which is the 08 or the Vespene. I think that those are generally not going to break the bank, but really nice bottles, and then maybe they allow you to get 2 bottles because sometimes wines get drunk.
Well, Jim, once again, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful wines with us and showing us around. And just real quickly, if somebody's just kind of like planning out their Thanksgiving weekend, What would you say to encourage them to come out and visit you and other Willamette Valley wineries this weekend?
Well, I think they should go. They could go to the Willamette Valley Wineries homepage and go there and understand. But basically, get in the car, come out, Rochambeau your buddies, and figure out what you should be. You know, which wineries sound like you should go to. Come out, see what they're doing. Don't make it an athletic event. Make it 2 or 3 wineries. Make it a social event. And come out, enjoy it. Come in at whatever level you are, and just embrace it. It's not going to be a bad time, and it's probably better than standing in front of the till at the mall. And it's a good way to go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come out, have a great time. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.